We, as the real owners of the land, should be asked, how do you feel about putting up a bypass here?
Either animals is going to kill human beings or human beings are going to kill animals.
We will go to the roads, we will demonstrate, we will go to the courts to say no to what we feel like it's not right to the park.
My name is Kevin Mtai. When you call yourself you are an activist, government usually see like you are a rebel. Here in Kenya, we have been dropping that name. You can call maybe yourself like a climate champion, a climate defender.
Africa accounts negligible to the climate crisis. Yet we are continuing to bear the brunt of the same crisis.
Nairobi National Park, it is one of the oldest parks in Eastern Africa because it was gazetted in 1946. It is unique because it is just near to the city, and the Maasai, they were able to donate the land to preserve wildlife.
We, as a people, the Maasai community, donated that land to the government. Actually, we were pushed out and we were said they were creating room for wildlife, and it used to be our ancestral land. Over the years, we've seen a number of infrastructural developments inside the park. We've seen like the standard gauge railway, which we were totally against.
Kenya finally launched the second phase of its most expensive infrastructure project, the standard gauge railway.
Once operational, the standard gauge railway line, which will eventually stretch from Mombasa to Malaba, is expected to give Kenya's economy a significant boost.
The government wanted to come up with the fastest way of transporting people and also cargo from Nairobi to Mombasa. They ended up creating a railway which was not electric but the diesel one. And the only land which government was able to see it was available, it was in the parks and also into the reserve.
I've not had any community participation in any developments in the park. We went to the streets, we demonstrated, we went to the office of the president, we went to the Chinese embassy. We said we don't want the railway to pass through the park, but eventually the government had its way and the SGR was constructed.
The SGR came in with the effects of invasive species, especially Parthenia mystrophorus. It's such a disastrous plant which is replacing the natural grass which animals are relying on.
This Parthenium weed allegedly was brought by the Chinese, who were importing building materials from wherever they were bringing it. So if it's sand, if it's soil, whatever they were bringing came with this weed. And once it rains, now it spreads all over. Right now, milk is sour. If you drink milk, it has a taste. If you eat meat, it has a certain taste. And it's all attributed to the fact that our cows and goats and sheep are eating this Parthenium that has been brought allegedly by the SGR.
The park is in the middle of a developing city. There is a need for increased road transport as well. So what they chose to do is come up with the Southern Bypass project, and the idea was to have this cut through a section of the park. Today, that particular piece of land is outside the park.
This conflict between human and wildlife, either animals is going to kill human beings or human beings are going to kill animals.
We, as the real owners of the land, should be asked and told, how do you feel about us putting up a bypass here? How will it affect you?
Community engagement, ensuring that the indigenous peoples have a role to play in what's happening in the park. It's such a critical area, and we cannot ignore these particular people. We will go to the roads, we will demonstrate, we will go to the courts to say no to what we feel like it's not right to the park.
Kenyan Environmental Action Network, we have been trying to create a platform where we are giving youth, especially in Kenya, the platform to explain themselves in terms of sustainability leadership and also leadership in terms of climate change to showcase their work. And Nairobi National Park is also part of Kenya, so we need to fight for our own identity and our own heritage.